Hello student, I will come back to give a new lecture of the asexual reproduction. Some part of the asexual reproduction is covered in this lecture. Vegetative propagation. Vegetative propagation means flower is the reproductive part, except the flower, all the part is vegetative part like leaf, stem and root. Some flowering plant which have not the ability to reproduce in own type of closely with the help of flower. In those cases, vegetative part take part in the propagation. Propagation मतलब संख्या को बढ़ाना, propagate करना. So there are two type of method, natural method and artificial method. Natural method is not made by the man, it is a naturally occur. Artificial method, it is a made by the man. So natural method by means of root, by means of stem, by means of leaf. By means of root is a very simple. In case of root, in case of sweet potato underground root are modified to store the reserve food material and propagate the progeny. And by means of stem of following type: underground stem, creeping stem and aerial stem. Underground stem, those stems which are present in an underground region, that is called the underground stem. Creeping stem, that is a creep on the surface of soil. Aerial stem which are present in an aerial region. Underground stem are modified in the following type. First is the sucker, next is the bulbs, and next tuber and rhizome. Sucker means some plant which stem run parallel to the or horizontally to the soil and germinate into new young one in case of mint. Look here carefully. Sucker is a good example of the mint. The plant of the mint, the stem are horizontally moved to the surface of soil and germinate into new plant. Next is the bulbs. Bulb, in case of bulb, stem are compressed and present on the apex of the root and germinate into new young one in case of onion, in case of garlic. And tuber is a good example of the potato. Underground stem are swell and store large number of food, have the node which germinate into a new plant. And rhizome also a modified shoot in case of ginger, in case of turmeric, in case of banana. Underground stem are swell to store the reserve food material and it propagates the large number of plants. For example, ginger, turmeric and banana. Creeping stem, those stems which are which are runner on the surface of soil. It is of two types, offset and runner. Offset is a good example of the offset is the pistia and iconia. Pistia and iconia is the runner pistia and iconia is the offset because of the internode are developed at the nodal region, upper side shoot and lower side root and germinate into new young soil. For example of the offset is the pistia and iconia. Iconia, also known as the water hyacinth. Water hyacinth is also called the terror of Bengal because it is a foreign species. It comes in India and grown on in a water surface. It absorbs large number of nutrients and oxygen in the water. So the aquatic animal cannot be survive in the aquatic region. So it is called the terror of Bengal. Runner are basically those plants which create a runner on the surface of soil and at the nodal region, at the basal part create the root and aerial part create the shoot. It is an example of the oxalis and grasses. Next stem is called the aerial stem. Aerial stem, like the Opensia. Opensia is a good example of the aerial stem, and the aerial stem is fall down on the soil to it germinate into new young sugar. So that is called the aerial stem. It is a modification of the stem and leaf. In case of bryophyllum, bryophyllum is a thick leaf like that. Its margin in wavy nature and in a thick leaf. At the margin of leaf, plantlet are arises at the margin of leaf, and these plantlet are detached from the parental leaf and germinate into new young one. It is a vegetative propagation by means of the natural method. It is all about the vegetative propagation with the natural method. Next is the artificial method. So I will discuss about the artificial method. First is the cutting. If the stem are cut at that manner, these part dip in a phytohormones, and finally planted in the soil. It arises root at the base and axial bud are arises at the nodal region. That type of vegetative propagation is called the cutting method. Next is called the layering. Layering some grasses like that. If stems are moved horizontally to the soil, and at the nodal region, upper side shoot and lower side root are arises, and it cut from here to independent plant is formed, and that type of method is called the layering. Next is called the grafting. Grafting method is very essential for those plants which have the more resistance power and less amount of water but not form a good flower. And those plants which have the good flower but not a resistant power in a root region, so those different stems are combined to each other by the method of grafting. For example, that is the parental plant. And next system are added at these regions and covered by the wrapped by the polythene, and it individually form a new plant, and that method is called the grafting. Grafting is a very best method for the artificial propagation, and next is called the tissue culture. Tissue culture, it is that type of method occur in a laboratory, because you take some cell of the plant and germinate in a cultural medium. It gets the rapid division to form the mass of cell, and the mass of cell is called the callus, These callus are separated from the artificial method and germinate into new young ones that is called the tissue culture. And those plants are formed very identical to the parental one because the cells are eliminated from the plant and these plants kept in a cultural medium and cells are rapid divide with the help of the hormones and different type of solution and it get detached from the it put in a soil to germinate into new young one. It is all about the vegetative propagation. Stop.